What's happening, folks? It is another Wednesday, and here we are, the Backstage Business presented by the Executives View here on this Wednesday, November 12th. We're doing a lot of great things. We're in the building. It's just the villain. It's just the queen. The heels have eyes, and the queen herself, Her Majesty, is back in the building. Stacey, what's going on?
Hey, it's just the two of us tonight. It's going to be just chill. I mean, we don't ever argue, so I mean,
no, we don't. We sometimes no, we don't. Not a lot. When Sirius is here, then we because he's a troublemaker. So
that's right.
You know how it is. But yeah, I think
And
AB will join us.
Corey.
Yeah, controversial Corey. What up, Corey? I love LA. I love LA. But obviously AB will be around. Corey's not feeling great, so big ups to Corey. Hope you're feeling better. But AB will be around soon. So it's been a interesting week so far in the WWE as we head into Survivor Series. NXT has their Gold Rush that's going on next week. A lot of interesting stuff. But I did post a video onto our socials talking about the controversy that's going on. I want to touch on it really fast, and then we can hit it and quit. But if you haven't heard out there, West Side Gun, rapper from Buffalo, New York, part of Griselda, was escorted out of the building at a Raw, I think it was a Raw event. Paid $5,000 for the tickets. As we all know, tickets for WWE are going through the roof, and he paid his bill. He goes to a lot of wrestling shows, has his own wrestling promotion for Fourth Rope. Shout out to Fourth Rope. They kicked him out of the building for whatever reason. I have no idea. And there is a cease and desist against him because if you don't know, West Side Gun is one of the bigger rap fans in not rap, but wrestling fans in WWE for WWE in rap. Sorry, fumbling right now. But a lot of his albums, Hall and Nash, Heels Have Eyes, Still Praying, use a lot of wrestling imagery that the WWE has now come out have a cease and desist against. A lot of his songs have wrestling references to WWE, WCW. He has a song Rey Mysterio, Dean Malenko, Davey Boy Smith is another one of his songs. He like any reference you could think of, he has out there. His album covers for Hills Have Eyes is a trilogy. Uses $1 Million Man and Virgil. He made a long statement about the situation. It's unfortunate in my eyes. If you've seen the video, you understand my viewpoint. But the Queen, Stacey, let me know what you think about this incident that happened to West Side Gun and the fallout that's about to take place.
I think it's ridiculous. He paid his money. He has been absolutely a supporter from the way back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's getting kickbacks, but he just loves it. He loves it, and so he is all about it. And I couldn't find anything anywhere. I did a deep dive after you and I touched on it, and I couldn't find anything. Like, no one's posting what happened. I mean, what could he have done to warrant be kicked out of something that he is literally giving free promotion to?
Yeah.
And as I would consider a super fan, that's when you talk about super fans. That's what I think of when I think of What's I Gun. And The reality is, and I couldn't agree with you more, and you said this in your post, I don't know that if it was anybody else, a Jelly Roll, a Morgan Wallen, a country music artist,
Travis
Scott, the same thing. I mean, and any of the sports guys, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that anybody that was more mainstream, if you would think of, I don't want to use the word whitewashed, but anybody that's more mainstream, they would never have done that. Yes.
Right. Like, are they kicking out George Kittle from the San Francisco 49ers?
No, absolutely not. Are they kicking out Tyrese Halliburton? Absolutely not. No. But they could do this and then cease and desist and then basically erase the entire story from everywhere.
Right.
Which I find incredibly odd. I just think it's disrespectful and that there's nothing. I mean, did he jump in the ring? No. Like, did he put his hands on a wrestler? No. Then what could there have been done that would warrant him being kicked out and then a cease and desist? It makes no sense.
Right. It makes no sense to me because in I understand you want to protect your intellectual property. He's profiting off of imagery that he didn't get permission to use. Fine. But there's a way to handle it, right? Like I go back, we're old enough to go back to one of my favorite rap group of all time, Wu-Tang Clan, when Ghostface Killer used to give free promotions for Clark's Wallaby shoes, right?
Yep.
Wallaby shoes were dirt cheap before
Yep.
he came out and was proclaimed himself the Wallaby champ, had the Wallabies on his album Iron Man that came out in 1996. And did he ever get a dime from Clark's or thank you for saving that company? Never. So I feel like in that same vein, West Side Gun is giving them free promotion in the community where we don't feel appreciated. We don't, let's be honest, you don't see a lot of champions of color. You never have. You don't see a lot of it. I always famously think of Kofi Kingston laying down for Brock Lesnar in less than 5 seconds. You know what I mean? That's what they think of us kind of deal. But he gave West Side Gun gave a free promotion, and then to your point, kick him out for no reason. It's kind of disgusting to me. It was unfortunate. He said he's still a fan. I'm still a fan, but it leaves a sour taste in my mouth, and I know a lot of casual fans will just turn the channel. They won't watch it. It's not like it's as accessible as it used to be because it's on Netflix, it's on ESPN, it's on Peacock, and it's just it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, and hopefully they rectify the situation. I would love to think it's TKO and not WWE that's doing this, but I could be wrong. I could be, you know what I mean? Like I have no idea, but it's unfortunate.
I think it's probably it does align with TKO. If you think about it, they have really gone hard on some things that were not necessarily as important before in the Vince McMahon era, right? And the reality for that is interesting that he has all this great music and he has a great portfolio of things that he's referenced WWE from the beginning, and now there's a cease and desist. All of a sudden, it's not like he put the first one out and they said, wait, hold on, intellectual property. And it's not like he's absolutely an obscure, unnamed indie artist that's like from some small town that like 20 people listen to. So it's not like they wouldn't have known that he was using their intellectual property this whole time. And I think that's what I find the most interesting is that whatever happened, and we don't know. But again, I can't imagine what it was that was so bad that then all of a sudden they want him erased from their intellectual property.
Right. So
it's not it's not like it's one sample of a song. It's not like it's one needs or one appearance in a video. It's so much more than that. And now it needs to all go.
Yeah, it needs to all go. So it's ridiculous. He changed the album cover of His Heels Have Eyes to I think it was Josh Brody, one of the first wrestlers that come into his promotion. So, classy move on his part to put a guy up there that not a lot of people know about. So now, you're starting to get notoriety, but it's just an unfortunate situation. Hopefully, like I said, it gets taken care of. But I think they owe him an apology. Big time.
Yeah.
Big time apology.
Or at least clear up the situation. Like if it was something that was highly terrible, that would not make this feel like it does. Because now it feels really schmarmy. It feels really slimy.
It's like when Charles Oakley got tossed out of Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that kind of situation to me. So I don't know. They got to figure this out. It's disgusting.
They have to.
But, So anyway, we'll move on from that. Shout out to West Guy. Do. Hey yo. Yeah, I love his music. I listen to him a lot. So, but no, listen. Other than that, it's been an interesting week. Obviously, you got the tournament getting underway for the John Cena last matches now, whatever it's called, right? The last match tournament. I don't know what we call it.
Now it's the IC title tournament.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, listen, Raw, it was interesting how it kicked off. Triple H in Boston, opens up. He hasn't been on a Raw for a while. He opens the show, brings out John Cena in Boston to a huge ovation, well-deserved. it was just a great moment for him to get his flowers. And then who comes out? Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom. And I have to tell you, Stace, he didn't look out of place. Like he
No.
looked like he belonged in that ring with Triple
Yes.
H and John
Yes.
Cena. And
Yes.
that's a testament to him, right? Like I
Mhm.
love that whole interaction and the get out of my ring and all that stuff, and then the impromptu match. But I mean, and then the match was pretty solid. A lot of good beats, good moments, and John wins the IC belt. So talk to me about that whole interaction and the match if you want to. What did you think of it?
It's great. I thought the entire thing from beginning to end of that whole segment was amazing. I
Yeah.
agree. He looks like he belonged there.
Mhm.
We haven't heard him booed like that
Mm.
in a long time. I mean,
It's been a
he's
while.
still for a while, right? Judgment Day, we
Mhm.
get that, but he's kind of been treading the middle water because he's beloved. We
Right.
love to hate him, but his kayfabe is greater than anybody's, except
Right.
I would say Waller. But if
He's
you
Waller's a national treasure sometimes, man. Like
yeah,
that whole
yeah,
video of him riding on the wheeler at Disney is top notch. But yeah,
yes, yes,
sorry.
yes. So if you think of the two people that protect kayfabe, it's the two of them.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
even protecting kayfabe, he is cheered, he is loved, right?
New Day protects kayfabe too. I think they do
Oh,
too. They do. I know you look. I
Xavier.
know you
Oh,
do. I know
oh,
you do.
Austin. Oh, oh.
Xavier Woods. Yeah. So.
Love him, love him. So it was great. The match was great. I think it was the perfect person to do it in
Mhm.
Boston, right?
Right.
And I think he lost, but he kind of needed to. I mean, he spent the last year doing so much, right? He had
Mhm.
so many big storylines. We know when Liv went out hurt, they had to punt and pivot, and he's done a ton in AAA, right? So he has been working. So this was a great way to give him a bump and put him over.
Mhm.
He lost, but he didn't lose.
Right.
He did not. It really sealed him as a main player. It really showed that he is not a mid card. He's just
Right.
not. And he's a baby. He is 28
Yeah.
and he is ready to hold his own
Mhm.
on the main event.
It looks believable. I love the fact that he did it by himself. Like you
Yeah.
didn't have to your point, Judgment Day come out
Yep.
and generate heel heat for him. Like he did it all by himself, and it's easy to get that heel heat when you're out there going against John. But he held his own against John.
He did.
And that for the first time. A lot of people you'll see that famous segment with John and Roman when Roman was fumbling over his words and John was like, "This is a promo. This is how you do," and like
Right.
Dom didn't do that. And because you got to remember, 20 years ago, he was the 8-year-old blonde kid in the
Right.
ring with Ray and Eddie,
With his
right?
big doe eyes, right? Just looking scared, right?
Right. So I mean, like this isn't foreign to him, right? So,
Mm-mm.
I think it was 21 years ago, something like that. So, yeah, I think we're coming up on the anniversary of Eddie Guerrero's death, 20 years.
Yeah.
So, oh
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
what a loss! What a loss!
What's today? What's today's date? They said
Today is the 12th. So
next week is Eddie Guerrero Day on the 18th.
Yes.
Next
So yeah. So oh my God, he was.
I know. I mean, what a great way for him to pay homage to Eddie by saying, "Don't you talk about my father like that."
Oh, I said that. Like don't talk about my. That was electric.
I mean, I was like,
yeah,
it was great, but that's why he is who he is. He was literally born for this.
Mm-hmm.
Dom was born for this.
And to keep that storyline going after 20 years and it still hits and it still works is just
it's relevant.
A testament to both of those guys. It's amazing. Keep my father's name out your mouth.
And I think that this match leads him to his match against his dad, right? At
Probably.
Dance.
Yeah. I think for the AAA, right? Or wherever they want to do it. And I think you had mentioned it in our group chat, but a match in his hometown, in San
Yep.
Diego, so he has
Yep.
to be on that card.
Yep. Has to.
And it would be great for him to have, maybe some type. If it is a retirement match, it would be a nice send off for Ray, because Ray doesn't have anything to prove, and he
No.
can still work, but he has nothing to prove. So it would be good for him to go out at home,
Right.
put over his son for one last time, and then lead into that. But
Well,
I
and
agree. Like,
it gives the end of Star Wars, right? It gives the
yeah,
Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker. Like that's what
sure,
I envision.
hmm
I envision this being this retirement match where they go all out, and
right,
at the end, Ray's laying there, and his son picks him, like something just very poignant and dramatic to
yeah,
give him that send off that he deserves, and
right,
to your point, to then pass the torch to
yeah.
Dominic.
Because
I mean, I
I
think
don't know
that
if it's
would
going
be
to happen
amazing.
though. I don't know if it's going to happen, Stace, because like you
If
would
it
want
doesn't
to
happen
build it.
there, if it doesn't happen there, I could see that definitely being a one of the pillars, a Royal
Yeah,
Rumble, a WrestleMania next year. Because
right.
here's the thing: he is the oldest wrestler on the blue and red brands.
Yeah.
Besides R-Truth. So he's the only active, well, he's been hurt, but actively wrestling
hmm
wrestler, because when
Right.
he wasn't hurt, we were seeing him almost every week. He was one of the
Yeah,
few
pretty
wrestlers
much
we were seeing weekly.
on the red
So
brand.
he's got to be at a point where he's ready to retire.
I would think so, but I would just hope that they would have built it. If San Diego is going to be the spot where he goes and let goes out on his shield, you would hope they would build it a little bit more, because you got about a week and a half left. You don't have a lot of time, so you have really one more Raw show in Madison Square Garden right before. Well, yeah, right. One more Raw show before, or two. Is it two?
Two Raws.
Two. Two Raw.
Two
So
Raws.
you have a little bit of time, but you gotta hurry up and get it in.
Well, but
So
do they have to build it? Because to your point, you said this has been a 21-year story in the making.
sure. But
So
for his retirement, so that he
yes.
gets his flowers.
Well, but does he, does he, I mean, they could say that in quiet circles that he's retiring. They could make sure
Sure.
his family and his beloved are there.
Right.
And then, at the end, he says, "This is my last match," or something like that, to
Right.
give him, because I think there's going to be inklings. I think that at some point, if
Mhm.
it is possibility that that's what they'll do, maybe not. I would love for it to be in his hometown,
Me too.
but I mean, I think that because the story itself is so old, and it's
Mhm.
the longest long story that we have,
Right.
that there'd be no better place to end it than there.
Right. But I'm thinking, like, you had a year to send John off, and you're gonna get a year with Styles to send him off. Dragon Styles, right? Or whatever they're gonna call
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
So you get a year with that. So hopefully you get a little bit of time to give Ray his flowers, however they want to do it.
The only way I would say that they don't is if we just don't know that he's not completely healed from this injury, or he doesn't have the ability to come back completely from this injury.
Right.
So, because this one he was out for a little bit,
Yeah.
and I mean, it may
Get
be the
older.
case where he's injured and he can only come back for a final match.
Right, exactly. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping for. I'm hopeful that we get something with those two. It looks like that's what they're building towards at Survivor Series in San Diego, and that would be great. But I mean, in general, John finally gets the Grand Slam. I see some people were not happy about it, but honestly, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with John getting the Grand Slam. I think he deserves it. Getting the IC belt for the first time and the last time. And now it looks like, to your point, that this tournament is an ICE tournament, which makes it very interesting, because I think we talked about it, and I think we were talking about maybe Edge or Edge or Jericho being his last match. And now, if you put the IC belt in the mix, you're not going to have the last match be Jericho or Edge, in my opinion, because they're not going to come back to get those belts. So it could be John getting a match with somebody to put over as the IC belt champ. So, what do you think about how this tournament dynamic has changed in one night?
I think it was smart. I think that we've been speculating, right? Conspiracy theory now since January, since last year in December, on who his last match would be. And the reality is he's doing it makes the most sense for him, right? He is someone that's going to put somebody over.
Mm-hmm.
So why not do what he does best and let this last match be a title match, right? He's the crown, right? They said, I forgot, I saw somebody that said that maybe it's Tessitore that said he should have a banner hanging up in Boston. Right? I thought that was great. So what a better way to do this, because now everybody's watching. Like, it serves two purposes. It
Mm-hmm.
builds to the final match, but the reality is we're all going to be watching the brackets. Since they're not pre-sending it out early, we have no idea. We're only getting bits and pieces, right? We don't know who everybody's is every week on either brands. He already said it's going to highlight NXT, it's going to highlight others, so we're thinking TNA, right? So it's going to give the opportunity between now and December 13th, a chance for people that aren't normally seen in the mainstream to be highlighted.
Right.
And I love that. I think it's a great opportunity, not only for his final match, but the matches leading up, to see some great talent get an opportunity to be in the mainstream. Do I like how it's playing out? Like, am I happy it's Javon Evans, whom I love, and Gunther, who I feel like deserves his flowers right now? Like, he took a lot of bumps this year. He took a lot of ridiculous stuff. So, like, those are the kinds of things that I'm like, why is this first round these two? Like, it doesn't feel like it's matched right.
Yeah, and like no fanfare for Gunther coming back from injury. It's like,
No.
oh, he's coming back off injury. Okay,
Right,
you know
here
what I
he's
mean?
coming back. We haven't seen him since July, but here he
Yeah,
is,
like
and it's going to be against Javon Evans. Really?
yeah, like he deserves a surprise
Yes.
entry, like not a surprise entry, but a surprise like entrance back on Raw or at a
Yes.
PLE or something like that. Not
Yes.
like, oh, he's back and he's
By the way,
back to work.
Yeah. By the way, he doesn't deserve the by the way. And Javon Evans is putting in the work, so he also doesn't deserve the guy you're wrestling, by the way, has been gone, but he's considered a beast and a super villain. Good luck. Like,
I think that match is going to be pretty interesting.
I think it will as well. I think it's going to be a great first round match. I
think it's good for Javon. I think it's going to be good for Javon to see if he can hang with somebody like Gunther, because Gunther those styles don't mix, right? We've seen it
not
before,
at all.
But we've seen Gunther be able to hang with that kind of style and put on a pretty impressive match. And Javon is a guy, like I said, like he's the Black Shawn Michaels in the fact that he bumps and he sells.
Yes.
So you can see him taking some wicked chops and taking some wicked bumps for Gunther and putting him over. I want Javon to win that match so bad, and he's on my list of guys who I would love to see John wrestle. But
I'll put that out tomorrow.
I don't know who. Yeah, we'll save it. But I don't know if he'll move on. But I mean, we saw it. We were talking about it Friday, when it was announced that there was going to be a surprise entry for the SmackDown match this coming Friday. Nick Aldis was like, I'll save that as a surprise. And then, obviously, the same thing happened on Raw. So you have one surprise entry this coming Thursday on SmackDown, and you have one next week on Raw in New York. Who do you think is going to be the surprise on SmackDown? And so he's wrestling whoever is going to be in
LA Knight.
LA Knight is on Raw, and I can't remember who was going to be on SmackDown, but I'll have to look. At the tape.
Yeah, I don't remember who the SmackDown surprise is.
Yeah, I don't remember
who it is with the SmackDown. I don't remember who it is.
I don't remember who it is. But who do you think will be the surprise?
I mean, I think they're going to bring Jericho in. He's really amped up his social media presence. He's really like putting out his shirtless, buffed out picture this week. I think there's a reason for that. I think that's pretty intentional, right?
God.
I mean, but I think I could see him coming back. I think that I would love to see Joe Hendry. I would love to see somebody come up from NXT that they're going to give some bump, an Obafemi.
Yeah.
Well,
all you got to do is say his name. and he
And he
appears.
appears. I think this is a great way to put Matt in. Matt Cardona would
Yeah.
be great to end.
Oh, please, please.
We would be. He'd have to come on SmackDown.
Yeah.
He'd have to
Yeah.
be the SmackDown surprise.
Yeah.
He'd
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to. But I mean, I think that there are enough options that we've seen kind of hinted around social media that I don't think I don't think there's gonna be anybody that we're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I didn't consider them, because
Right.
we've seen so many drips here and there that
Mhm.
I think that it's probably going to be Jericho, one of the two, or somebody from TNA.
Yeah, I hope it's Jericho. I really
Yeah,
I really like that. SmackDown had a really good show last week. Good
great
main
show.
event with Aleister Black and Cody Rhodes. Drew McIntyre coming out, gets suspended. You had a really solid. I mean, hey, Chelsea Green, two-time.
Look,
Oh,
all my loves were on SmackDown. All my
yeah.
loves. Lash. We've got
Lash
Chelsea.
she's here.
I mean,
She's at the show.
finally. Oh my
Finally.
gosh.
Yeah, so I
I
mean, she
love her
lost
so
her
much.
tag partner. She got released, and now she's with Nia Jax. I think that's going to be a good pairing.
Great.
So SmackDown was a really good show. But to your point, I agree. I hope it's Jericho. I'm trying to dig out who the match is going to be. I got to look, but I hope it's Jericho. I think that would be the logical spot to put him in there. I think Raw.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're going to do. I really have no idea what they're going to do. It would have been nice to have been Gunther. I don't know. I don't know where they go. But
I think it's already telling us
Brock.
though, since it's a surprise versus LA Knight. LA Knight's not going through.
No, he ain't going over, and
so Corey's staying in that. Yeah, right. He's gonna feel so much better. His fever's gonna break when he sees that LA Knight.
Exactly. He's so happy right now. I'm sure he's smiling watching the show.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, SmackDown in general was such a good show. Chelsea got the belt back. I thought there were some really good matches. She did. She did. I think we talked about. I honestly feel like the U.S. title has been dragging ever since they took the belt off her. Zelina just did not hit. Julia this is what really bothered me. And I didn't talk to you about it, but Julia is the longest reigning U.S. women's champion, and she had 2 title defenses.
Right. 2. I don't think that they should be able to say the longest reigning when it's not per defensive, right?
Right.
And they gave her a mouthpiece, but Kiana James couldn't even make it work. No. And I've seen so much on socials that people are so upset that she was misbooked, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. But the reality is when they did book her, crowds were flat.
Yeah.
She didn't have enough oomph behind her to get the pop she needed to carry the belt she had.
You know why? Because they brought her with Roxanne. Yep. She had the heel heat, and then they split them up.
Yep.
Which I don't mind them doing.
One time.
Yeah, I don't mind them doing that. I mean, because what they did was I think Roxanne would have stayed on SmackDown if Liv didn't get hurt. But when Liv got hurt, they slotted like Roxanne into her spot in the Judgment Day and then left Julia kind of like, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? And it just didn't hit. So, yeah, it was a mess. So I think she was misbooked. I like her. She's really good in the ring. It just didn't hit. So, it's almost that old, adage is like, they got the belt off of Hulk Hogan. They gave it to Ultimate Warrior. It didn't work. Got to put the belt back on. So they put the belt back on Chelsea because she can work with it. And she'll make it work. I like that bit. I thought Aleister Black, he just gets better. I love what he does in the ring. I thought him and Cody worked really well together. It was good to see Damian come out there, Drew come out, and get suspended, but Drew's the victim here. Drew is the victim. But I thought overall SmackDown was a good show, and I think they're running into I think they're going to have a good show this coming week. So, anything from SmackDown that kind of caught your eye?
I would agree with what you said about Aleister Black. You know that I was opposed, and I put a video about it, right? I was not happy with Black and Zelina. I was not, because I was like, this
Yeah.
is Cross and Scarlet. This is just them taking over their stick.
Yeah.
She has made it her own. Like, Zelina has really set fire to this dynamic duo.
Oh yeah.
She really has. She has
Oh
lended
yeah.
so much to his presence.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't a big fan, but I agree with you. I'm really seeing great things out of Aleister Black. And I
Mm-hmm.
think them together are really selling this. And
Yeah.
they are a solid heel couple.
Yeah.
Solid. There is no denying that. And we really need to see that,
Mm-hmm.
especially in that case when he was with Cody. Like, that was really good for them to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Drew's left because he's gonna go film Highlander with Batista and Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
he's filming a movie now, so he'll be gone for a little while. I think they said it's
Right.
going to be a 4-week film.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he may be off till Saturday Night Main Event or first of the year.
Right.
I like the way they did that. They suspended him because everybody was outraged, so mad, right? But it
Right.
just lends to everything that he's been doing this year.
Right.
It makes sense that he would get suspended and be gone.
Right. So do you put Cody in a program? You can't put him in a program for Survivor Series. He's going to be in the War Games, which we'll touch on. We'll get to the War Games. Do you put him in a different program until Drew gets back, or do you run it back with Drew?
I mean, I'm going to say this gently, but nobody cares. And I'll tell you why. No, I mean, really, nobody cares. Because right now, the most important thing between now and December 13th is John Cena.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're true. That's
and
true.
So he has elevated the IC title so much by grabbing it that everybody's like, oh, we love Cody. He can come out and do his little shtick. I don't think it matters who he wrestles between now and the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll throw in a match, or maybe they don't, because that's why they're going to bring Brock and Roman back for War Games. Because Brock and Roman come back. Do we really need to see Cody at War Games?
He's in it.
I know, but do we really need to make it? Are we like, ooh? No. You bring up the other big deals, and people are like, yeah, it's great he's there, but we're not like, oh my gosh, just like Saturday Night Main Event. I don't think that Cody's going to be there. And if he is, do we care about the match he has?
No, I don't think he'll wrestle there. I think he'll be there to send off John, give him his flowers.
Yeah, sure. I think they'll put him in a couple matches on SmackDown between now and the end of the year, and it's fine. Yeah, sure. It's great.
Tag matches, yeah.
But I don't think people care, because he's not. Sure, he's the main guy, right? He's the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, he kind of really isn't the quarterback, because John Cena is the quarterback right now.
Right.
Because I think everybody's living for him finishing his story.
Mm-hmm. Finish the story. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to work. I think you have his next real big title match at Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just kind of fill him in a little bit here and there, and then you wait for Drew to come back, Drew and Cody at Rumble, and then you go from there.
I think it just makes sense to just not do a whole lot with him between now and then. Give him those little things here and there, and just like with Aleister Black, it gives Aleister Black a chance to shine. It gives Cody a chance to dabble here and there, do a couple promos, and he's got a new baby. He's got holidays coming up with his family. It gives him a chance to do just enough without having to do all the things.
I was surprised Aleister got that. Well, he didn't get a title match, but he got a rub. He got a match, a main event match, and he performed very well. Don't get me wrong. I just think that him and Dragunov would cook so much better that I would love to see him get that U.S. title, right? And I agree. Zelina, oh my God, that entrance. Oh my God, stopping traffic right now. And and you said it too. I'll let you say it. What you said about Zelina. Go ahead and say it.
She is channeling her Puerto Rican Latina girlfriend in the best way. Let me tell you, as a fellow Puerto Rican, we are vicious, and she is just channeling it, and she's bringing the heat. I mean, she really is. The way she's the sultry, the moves, the snake-like, right? I mean, it's perfect for her.
But she's more she's better Scarlet.
That's better Scarlet than Scarlet, really, because Scarlet was always quirky to me. Like, she just seemed creepy, and
that's kind of why I don't think
that's why it worked for them,
her. I think that's why they didn't want her back, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, I think about the whole her being scared with Wyatt Six
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. It
It
just
didn't
didn't
curl
work.
all the way. It didn't curl
It
all the
didn't,
way.
right? It didn't. But Zelina as an ultra heel, as a dark
Dark
Aleister
heel.
Black partner
Yeah.
is beautiful. And she's on socials. Her TikTok is hardcore. I mean,
Yeah.
she is all in and it's great. It's great. I mean, I
Hmm.
hated it at first.
Yeah.
I'm drinking this Kool-Aid.
It
I'm
works. It
drinking it.
works for me. It works for me. I love that when she had the belt, had the U.S. title, she was really happy and proud Latina, what have you, and she still is. And then
Yeah.
she just flipped that on its ear to be this dark emissary for her husband, and she has the look, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Their
Yes.
facial expressions and everything, she has it. So I'm here for it. I'm excited to see what they do, where they take this. Speaking of turning, we got another heel turn, uh, Nikki Bella, and the crowd was ruthless. Cena dumped you, right, or whatever. But
On
that
the
that that
socials.
yeah. It was, well,
Uh,
the Boston crowd was really getting on her, saying, Cena dumped you. But it worked. It's so funny. I don't know if it was Corey or Coach. They were like, all right, La Primera win, and then Nikki will turn on her, and like it was like clockwork.
it was Coach.
You kind of saw it coming, but I'm here for it because you could
Mhm.
tell it was it was such a love fest. It was the
It
heel
was,
turn
yes.
that Coach or Corey wanted so bad for EO,
Mm-hmm.
with that love fest with
Yes.
EO and Rhea, and
Yes.
you got it with Nikki and Stephanie Valcare
That's right.
instead. So did you like it?
No, I think here's the reality. And this, I don't know why Nikki came back. I thought she'd be back just a dabble.
Yeah,
She's,
me too.
you
She's
know, I
working.
didn't think she'd be as hardcore as she is. And I
Yeah,
agree. I think that, we know Corey really wanted the Rhea and EO turn to
yeah,
happen.
Rio.
I think the thing that I'm disappointed with this, and it's fine, like I think our buddy Trav Wicked Bitter put out a meme that was like, wow, Nikki turned on Stephanie. Oh well, go back to business. Because I think,
Yeah,
we just got Stephanie. Stephanie has really just come on this year,
yeah,
and they just saddled her with Nikki.
yeah.
Because this is not Nikki's not going to put Stephanie over. It's Stephanie carrying Nikki at this point. And for
Hmm.
being La Primera,
Yeah,
being still new to the red brand, she's saddled with, that's right, she's saddled with carrying a Hall of Famer. Why?
yeah.
And that's how this looks to me. Because it's not, Nikki Bella is not putting Stephanie over. Stephanie put herself over.
Right. No, Stephanie's done everything herself. She's amazing.
Yeah.
I think I like that it's Nikki because I don't need to see Nikki go heading into Mania in this type of match. So,
For
like I
real.
said, this is a
For
match
real.
when you're doing it at this point in November to January. It's a match that's good enough to be on a PLE, but
Yep.
not big enough to sell Mania. So
Yep.
I'm okay with Nikki getting this rub and trying to go after the title. Maybe it'll be at Survivor Series. I doubt it because that card is going to get crowded quick. It'll most likely be what, maybe Saturday Night Main Event.
Saturday main event, which I think is really funny that they put Nikki Bella on John Cena's
Yeah,
last show.
exactly.
But I think it ends up there because that's what fans will love, right?
Right, right.
I think that it would be poetic for her to have her match
Yeah,
where
it would
she
be funny.
loses to
Yeah,
Stephanie Vaquer at
yeah,
John Cena's retirement match.
exactly. The same night. So it'll be hilarious. But yeah, I think those two will work well together.
Yeah.
I was. What did you think about Raquel in Stephanie's match?
I don't remember a lot of it, to be honest. I mean, I just look. Nikki came out and I was like, she's gonna heel turn and it's fine.
I know. You're
I
just waiting
love
for it.
Stephanie. I think Raquel has grown so much in the
She's an
last year.
MVP candidate.
And she has, Liv worked with her a ton, but then when Liv was gone,
Yeah.
Raquel had to stand up. Raquel went from being the sidekick to the main event.
Yeah, and it's
Right?
believable. I love
Totally believable.
the match she worked as a strong heel. I think she was dominant the whole match.
Yep.
The only thing I didn't like about the match, and you probably didn't see the tweak, is at the end, because right before she hit 2 moves to win the match, the moonsault, not the the moonsault, all that stuff. But before that, Raquel was beating the crap out of her.
Yep.
And then she hit the move, got the pin, and then Stephanie looked like nothing hurt her. You gotta sell it that
You gotta sell
Raquel
the
beat the
pain.
crap out of you.
That's
You
right.
know,
You
for the
gotta
whole
sell the pain.
match. Yeah, that she beat you for the whole match, right? So
Yep.
but other than that, I thought the match was pretty solid. I thought, Raquel, like I said, and like you said, I think she's the MVP or MVP candidate. She's really held her own. She's believable.
Yeah.
I think eventually you can turn to her. I think her matches aren't great. They're really good. I think she's getting really good at it. I think it's about the dance partner. I thought her match
Yes,
with
I agree.
Rhea a while back, I think it was like Crown Jewel or something that was no, it wasn't Crown Jewel. Whatever. The one they had in it wasn't Perth. But the one they had in Saudi. That was a really good match. So it's the dance partner for her. I think her and Stephanie didn't mesh too well. So I wouldn't run that one back. But I think after a while you can believably give Raquel a title run.
For sure. I think that Raquel does really good at the David and Goliath scenario where she is the giant, right?
Right.
Because she sells it really well, she takes it really well. I just think that pound for pound, she and Stephanie were too close. Stephanie Vaquer's stockier, right? She's a thicker build than you think like a Roxanne. Yeah, she is. So I think that's why. And she's a very fluid wrestler, but there are things she does that are still very stiff.
Yeah.
So having her and Raquel together, they're not ready for that yet. I could see them long building this. This could be a spring match for us, for sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Continue
like a post-Mania match.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That I could see that working. They just both need to have a little more, especially Raquel, where she's doing more her own similar sizes.
Yeah.
But I think it's great. I'll be interested to see what happens with Nikki after.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think, just give Stephanie some work. She's a workhorse. She's had a really great year.
For sure.
And I think she can have a really good match with those two can work together really well. So I'm here for it. Yeah. So with that being said, now you're getting to the point where Judgment Day, I thought they would get shoehorned into War Games. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. But you got 4 on the women's side, and you have 4 on the heel and the babyface side. So you have Lash, you have Nia, and you have the Kabuki Warriors.
Yes.
And then you have a returning Mommy.
Yay!
Mommy, I love you so much. I missed you. But how every year she goes into War Games with a damn mask on her face? Can she not? Can we not do this every year? On War Games. You know what I mean? But always got to.
She says 2 words and she brought the house down.
Oh God, she's amazing. God, love her so much. But so you have Mommy, you got Io that made a return, and then you got Charlotte and you got Alexa. I love those two. I understand those two dropping the belts. I get it. I just hope they don't break them up. I hope they don't break them up.
I'm not ready for that. I'm just not. I'm not.
Right.
I want the beef between Nia and Lash versus Charlotte and Alexa, besties and besties. I want it. Right. I would be here for that, right? Because it's super heel, super face. Like it's, in my dreams, those are all my besties, right? That's my world. Yeah. I'm not ready and I don't think anybody's ready for them to break up.
I don't think so either.
I think that they goes a little longer for sure. I think, but now they do dabble in some singles because they've been doing that already on SmackDown for a few weeks, right? Sure. Because I would love to see Alexa and Chelsea Cook.
Yeah.
You talk
Yeah,
about guilt given relevance, because if you think about that, and I know we're getting away from the little, if you could talk about Chelsea, she brings relevance to the title, but who's she going to beef with right now?
exactly.
Who's she going to
Exactly.
beef with? So now that Alexa's not carrying the strap, why not?
Hmm.
Why not give that? I mean, I'd almost
Hmm.
rather see that. That's like, to me, that's a bigger match than just a
I
Saturday
know.
Night Main Event. But like, start that beef. Like, I think that'd be great. I love the idea of seeing Lash and Charlotte.
Oh yeah, there's so many possibilities. I mean,
Oh,
going back to it, I heard a
so
rumor that
many.
Jordan Grace and JC Jane will move up to
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown, so you can get one of those two to cook with
Yeah.
Chelsea for a little bit. But
Yeah.
I think the possibilities that you have with these four, and I think one more will be on each side. I hope,
Yeah.
but the possibilities with Lash and Nia, Lash going against Lash and Mommy, right? I think that would be great.
Yes.
Lash and Charlotte too would be really good. But I thought, getting Nia and Charlotte back together, they had some really good matches in the past. I thought they worked really
Mhm.
well. Um,
Yes.
the Kabuki Warriors are just, I mean, uh, they don't get enough credit
They don't.
sometimes, in my
They
opinion,
don't.
and they don't miss. They have really good chemistry. I love those two together. So I think this is I think a week or two ago we didn't know what they were going to try to do with the women's war games. We had ideas, but now you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, all right, let's
Yeah.
cook. I like it.
Yeah.
I
We're
like
ready
it.
for it.
Yeah.
We're ready for it. And I agree. Like, I love what they're doing with Kabuki Warriors. Like, it's a love hate. Like, I think they deserve the straps. Do
Yeah,
I hate
Oscar
that
and
it's off Charlotte Alexa? Of course I hate it.
yeah.
But I think the reality is like when they came into the room with Alexa and Charlotte, and it was Dr. Kabuki's, and
Yeah,
I mean, it's that
yeah.
kind of stuff that it's because I'm all about the promo work, and
Yeah.
that's top tier to me. And I'm going to circle back to what we said a long time ago. I think when they took Roxanne to Raw, they probably should have taken Julia to Raw.
Yeah.
They could have latched her onto the Kabuki Warrior train.
I was hoping they would do that.
That would have been great for her, because then she would have been able to show her personality. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that that would have been amazing for her.
Yeah.
That was a misplay, but I mean, Kabuki Warriors are cooking, and it's just going to be great. Like, I love seeing it, and really seeing Charlotte and Alexa go back and forth as much as they have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had forgotten. Like, I just thought of the women's titles as on SmackDown only, because I know that
Yeah.
Liv and Roxanne had it, but then for them, I felt like they were only on Raw. Like, I felt
Yeah.
like it had gotten so stale that they've
Mm-hmm.
really jazzed up the women's tag team divisions with some relevant
Right.
tag teams now.
Yeah. You got some good tag teams to mix them against, and then I like the fact that they can go between brands
Yes.
and have those matches. I really think it works, and those two are really their chemistry is so good. And
Great.
I just I agree. Like I don't want them not to have the belt, but I understand it so that they can chase it again. You can split them off
Yeah.
for Rumble, do their singles thing, but then bring them
Yep.
right back together.
Yep.
It was a pairing that at first I was like, I don't get this, and now I can't not get enough of it. So I hope it just keeps going.
I have loved
Um,
it from the start. And I think
mhm,
you sent the article to the group chat that we read that Charlotte
mhm,
wrote. And like, I think it was a game changer. So we got to really see who she is in this tag team run. We really got to see her personality come out. And I
right.
love that, because she didn't have to hide behind the robe.
Hmm.
It's
I think
great.
so too. It was unfortunate what kind of happened, and then with Charlotte, and now
Yeah.
we all embrace her, and I like that her and like Bailey too, that little bit of vulnerability is kind of worked in their favor, and the
For
fans are
sure.
smart enough to embrace it. So I'm really excited for the women's match. I don't know who do you think are the last two that they would put into this match? It would be the go on the team Rhea, and then go on what with team Nia, I guess, or Kabuki. Who would you probably slot in?
I mean, do we have to wait much longer for Bianca? I mean, I'm just saying.
So would
I
you want
I
Bianca?
want her back more than I'm worried about who's going to be in Cena's matches, if I'm being
I
honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I need her
Yeah.
back. Like, I'm desperate for Bianca to come back. I
Okay.
would love for her to be the fifth. I think we've seen Liv out and about in socials a lot lately. She
Okay.
has been making her presence known. She's at the Stranger Things premiere. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Liv doesn't come back. I think that it's either that or they're going to bring somebody up from NXT. I think we'll see two people come in, like you
Okay.
just talked about. I could
Mhm.
see the fifth being NXT just to fill it out if they're not bringing back a Bianca or a Liv.
Okay.
Because I mean, I can't think of anybody else that they would put in that they wouldn't have already layered into it unless it's somebody that's coming back or somebody that's coming up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, is it a surprise? Like, is it a day of surprise, or is it something they do like next week?
I think they do it next week because
Yeah.
I think at this point we've proven in the last 2 weeks we've had better Raws and SmackDowns in the last 2 weeks than we've had the entire year. I
Hmm.
think TKO is taking enough of a hit right now to
Yeah.
see across socials and across ratings that people are tired of watching the same stuff every week on Raw and SmackDown. And
Yeah.
so we've seen a diversely different set of Raws and SmackDowns in the last 2 weeks. So I mean, did we think we would see this many belt turns on Raw and SmackDown?
No, not at all. I mean, it's usually saved for a PLE or something,
It's a
right?
PLE, right? Or it's the final match. And a couple of these were turns that were not the last match, right?
Right.
They
Yeah.
were strap changes that weren't the final main match. So
Hmm.
I think that they are listening to fans and ratings loud and clear. And
Yeah.
I think that if they're going to add anybody else, they're going to do it on a Raw or a SmackDown because
Yep.
they want enough build and enough pop and enough social presence that we know what we're going into for War Games. Because the other thing is they have to, because War Games is not sold out right now and it's Thanksgiving weekend.
Yep. Yep.
So they have to start promoting this. And that's why it kind of goes back to what we talked about at the beginning. I wouldn't
Hmm.
be surprised if they start promoting it on Raw the next 2 weeks that it's Mysterio's last match.
Yeah, they have to. They
Because
really
they
have to.
want to sell this out because they haven't sold out any PLE since SummerSlam.
Right. And that's why you have him on the PLE in his
Yep.
hometown to be able to sell it out. But I agree. These last two, a couple of shows, SmackDown's been good the last 2 weeks. It's not only the belt changes, but I think it's the shuffling of the deck. Like
Yes,
seeing
for sure.
Aleister Black against Cody Rhodes. They didn't do it too much on Raw with the bronze, but you did get Logan Paul in the
Yeah.
mix with CM Punk. Like, I mean, to me,
Yeah.
like I couldn't have a better reaction when Punk is this first night as champion, and then you hear Logan Paul's like, no, 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 not you, anybody but you, like
Anybody
that.
but you.
You know what I mean?
But that's
Like,
what they wanted, right? That's
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what they
yeah.
want.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that. I like it's a slight reshuffling of the deck, kind of giving
Yep.
you something fresh, and so you can head into Rumble season with something fresh on your mind. So I like
Absolutely.
that the titles changing hands, and I like what they're doing. So that brings you to the men's side, which is a little lopsided. Well, not lopsided, but you only have three so far, right? So you have Cody Rhodes,
Uh-huh.
you have CM Punk, you have Jay
Yep.
Uso, and then you have the Bronze and Braun Break and Logan Paul,
And
Braun
Logan Paul.
Breaker,
Mm-hmm.
Bronson, and Logan Paul. So I think you've mentioned it.
Yes.
It's probably where Roman and Brock Lesnar get shoehorned in,
Yep. Because they're
and
both scheduled to be on Raw on Monday.
yep. So now you have those four. Do you get two more in this match? And well, first of all, do you like Cody, CM Punk, Jay versus Bronze and Logan Paul?
I mean, I think we talked about this a while back with Seth being hurt.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much we hate him, it makes sense to bring in Logan Paul
Yes.
for the vision. It just
Yeah.
makes sense. And we had talked about that even when the vision formed before, that we thought
Mm-hmm.
the fourth member was going to be Logan Paul anyway. So I wonder if
Or Waller or
yeah,
Austin
Theory.
Austin Theory. Yeah.
But when we had hypothesized on I don't know, it was a few months ago when the vision formed, we thought about who would be the fourth member, and that was before we thought of Becky, before Becky joined. But the reality is we had talked really heavily that we thought Logan Paul would join the vision anyway,
Mm-hmm.
because then that gave him an opportunity to come in and out as he pleased and
Right.
still have a presence. So
Right.
not surprised. I like the idea of him being there because I mean he is solid with promos.
Mm-hmm.
He is a solid heel promo.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of putting him in with against Jay and Cody and CM Punk. I mean, he is a
Mm-hmm.
high flyer. He's going to do some trendy, flashy stuff. We know it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And almost his arrogance to me complements Braun Breaker's arrogance.
Yeah.
Like they to me are very similar in how they carry themselves, their arrogance, but Paul has the mouth. Logan Paul has the mouth that Braun Breaker just hasn't quite developed yet.
Right.
So I think it'll be great. I think it. I mean, I don't like Logan Paul, just like everybody else doesn't like him, but we're not
I don't.
supposed to. We're not supposed to.
No, no, absolutely not.
And of course
They
he didn't
teased
work
it and it didn't go over, right? They
it. Mhm.
teased him turning and it didn't go
It
over
didn't
very
go
well.
over. It didn't go over at all. So it makes
Right.
sense to have him in War Games too, because then he doesn't have to do all the work.
Right. 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 Do you get Randy back for War Games?
I don't know if he's healthy for it or not. I mean, I think we've got Roman that comes back and Brock Lesnar, so we know they're going to be part of that. That's the 4 and
Most
4.
likely.
Um,
Maybe Jacob. Is Jacob gonna be ready by then, or is he still?
I didn't. I thought I read that he was going to be out 8 weeks because he's getting a full mouth replacement. And
Okay.
they've got to make sure that he's healthy for that because he can't take
Okay.
any bumps to the face. So
Right.
I
Right.
don't know
Right.
that
Right.
he would be back for that. I mean, I could see like Jacob making an appearance at Survivor Series and then doing something at Saturday Night Main Event.
Okay.
But I don't know that he's going to be healthy enough to do that.
Right.
Um,
So maybe
I don't,
Randy. I don't know.
maybe Randy. I wonder if we're going to keep Randy for Rumble.
Well, no. Well, okay. So I think what we know is that it's not probably not going to be Randy. It's going to be John. So you get Roman and John to go with Cody, Jay,
Yeah.
and Punk.
Yeah.
And then now you have to find another person to go on Team Braun or Team Vision, however you want to call it. It
Yeah.
makes sense to have Brock over there because he's a Heyman guy.
Yeah.
I don't know who you put over there. I don't know who you put in slot into that fifth spot if there is a fifth spot.
Or they don't do 5. Maybe they do 4 and 4.
Because I think they got to do 5 because I think they want John to be at a Survivor Series. That's one of his last. His second to last appearance, right? Because he has 3 left. It's going to be New York Raw.
Yeah.
It'll be Raw. That's going to be his last Raw.
Yeah.
And that'll be, I remember his first Raw when he came with the belt in the St. Louis jersey. I remember that. It was just before I started working there. So that was his first Raw, and then so this will be his last Raw in New York. He's had some great memories in Madison Square Garden. He'll have Survivor Series, and then he'll have Saturday Night Main Event, and that's it. So I think if he's there, he's going to be in the War Games. So you have to find a fifth.
Why not be Jericho?
Why not? Why not?
Why not be Jericho?
Yeah,
because if they're bringing him back, why not use him? Why not make him? If they bring him back on one, have him be in War Games. Because again, it's just like with Cena. They're not. They don't have to carry it all.
Yeah.
Right. They don't have to carry it all. When it's 5 on 5, there's always something going on, but you don't have to carry the whole match. So what a great way that we bring Jericho back.
And that you get that moment with those two in the ring, and you still give John the opportunity with the IC belt to put somebody over at Saturday Night Main Event. So I do like that idea. I do like that idea. It'll be interesting to see what they do with War Games. I was a little skeptical. I was worried how they were building it. I think obviously the women just cook so much better. I think they do a lot. They just those matches make sense. So it's in with Rhea coming back, it makes sense. The men's are a little harder this year. I think last year the women's was good, but the men's was built so well with the tribal, the chief, the bloodline feud. Bloodline Civil War. That just built itself. It was just logical that that's where that was going to conclude.
Right.
So I think this year the men's is a little wonky, but I think it's going to be a little. It's not like storyline driven. It's going to be guys that are in separate storylines that are going to come together in war games.
Yes.
So we'll see how that turns out. But I'm here for it. I think it's going to cook. I think everything's going to work out. And did you watch NXT last night? Did you catch any of it last night? I
only bits and pieces. I didn't catch enough of it to make heads or tails.
But the main event, Ricky Saints and Trick Williams, the last man standing match.
Gash on his eye.
Did you see it? Oh my goodness, what a match! I think Trick is ready. Listen, if Lash is up on SmackDown, Trick can't be too far behind.
We've been saying for months and months and months, Trick should be up. Trick, Obafemi, honestly, we need some heavy hitters.
Yeah, this is the blow up. I think that match was the blow off. So now I think it's time to bring Trick up to the show and let him do the dance on SmackDown. Absolutely. And with especially if Lash is up on SmackDown, they're not going to separate them too long.
Yes.
But no, that was a really good match. I thought El Grande Americano, he lost the Speed championship. I think they're doing some interesting stuff with Blake Monroe. Blake and Soul Rika are going to go at it. I think that's going to be a really good match. But NXT just quietly cooks, and I'm really impressed with what they do down there in the Performance Center. So
I agree. And I think what I love too about NXT is that they cook because they can, and they're just a little more free, right? It's just enough for them to do so much more, and I love that. And the reality is there's so many that are ready to come up, that all the crossover things that are happening now, right? Chelsea Green going back and forth. We've got so many going back and forth. That
Ethan Page is great. Ethan Page is great.
Great. Amazing, right?
So good.
But because we've had enough crossovers, you don't look at NXT as the feeder brand anymore.
Yeah, it's its own brand.
They're their own third brand.
Yeah.
It's not, they're really cooking on their own. And I love you mentioned El Grande Americano. He is huge right now. He is so big in AAA. He is unstoppable, right?
Right.
So the reality is I love that they're dropping him back into Raws and dropping him into NXT because the gimmick is solid, right? So I just love what they're doing in NXT, that they're not the up and comers anymore.
Yeah, I think they're their own thing, and I think they're really worth it. Like I said, Obafemi coming back to end the show. If you watch the show, usually the CW cuts it off a little early, but he was able to come up, and Obafemi was able to come back, stare down Ricky Saints to end the show. I like that where that's going. But Tatum Paxley, she's gonna face JC Jane at Gold Rush. That's gonna and at New York. I think that's gonna be a really good match. So huge. I love what they're doing. And one last thing, I have to get your opinion. Jade. So few words on SmackDown, but got the point across, and that was it. I loved it. I don't have to talk. I don't have to say a lot. Come get it if you want it.
That's right.
I'm actually curious about the match she's going to have on SmackDown. She's going to face what's her face? It was on the tip of my tongue.
BFAB.
BFAB. So she's going to face BFAB. That's probably going to be a squash match of some sort and just kind of put over Jade. But, I just love her coming out. And I got teased to stare down with her and Charlotte.
Yes.
I can't wait for that to happen.
Bet. I was like, yes, I'm here for this. Look, we can go back to many a podcast before that I was not necessarily a Jade fan.
Right.
I was not. She is coming to her own.
Yes,
she is sizzling.
Yep.
Sizzling.
Yep.
Her heel. And what I love about it is Bianca's gone. Naomi's gone. And she is standing on her own. right?
Finally.
Like
Finally.
she is standing on her own, because if you think about it, it was always her with Bianca or her with Naomi when Bianca was gone.
Right.
And she is really a force to be reckoned with now. She
Mhm.
doesn't have to do a whole lot to be
Right.
presence, because that's what she is presence.
Mhm.
It's wonderful. It's great.
Yeah. I'm here for it. I think it's going to be
I'm here
great. I
for it.
think, I'm curious to see how this run goes. Obviously, they'll run it back with Tiff once. I think her knee injury is probably a little legit,
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
likely. But they'll run it back with her. Get that program probably through Royal Rumble, and then we'll go from there. I could see her. I could see Jade heading into Mania with the belt, and it'll be
Yes.
interesting to see who they pair her with. Maybe it's Charlotte.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
doubt they would do that again. I doubt they would run Charlotte again.
Mhm.
But we'll see. We'll see what they want to do. But I think you got some possibilities. I think you can get a good match, and away you go. So, yeah, I just wanted to tap on that because the promo was short and sweet, to the point, and you didn't need more. It was just like,
Oh,
no, just leave it right there.
no, because she's oozing with presence. She doesn't need more. And she's
Right,
proven that.
right. So I'm here for it.
Same.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting week. We'll see who who moves on in the tournament. Last time is now tournament, and who's the surprise. I'm sure we'll be texting. If you guys have any ideas who you think it'll be, let us know.
For sure.
It's going to be fun. But let's listen. I'm going to get you out of here. Sirius will keep you here all night. With his silly conspiracy theories. We'd have to listen to Corey ramble and cry about LA Knight
We didn't spend
getting
25 minutes on LA Knight. Who are we?
I know we should have. We should have. Just to piss Corey off.
That's right.
I love LA.
Yeah.
But nah, it's going to be interesting to see John Cena's last appearance in MSG in New York City, and then heading into Survivor Series. So, Stacey, always a pleasure to see you, the Queen herself. Can't describe how much I adore you. But yeah, get us out of here.
Love it. We've got a lot going on. Like you said, there's going to be some heavy hitting Raws and SmackDowns between now and War Games. So many things still left to play. Tourney, War Game teams, everything. So it's going to be exciting. And just check us out on all our socials. We've got lots going up over the next couple weeks. Would love to hear from everybody, but we'll be here again next Wednesday night.
Absolutely. I'll see you then. Love you. Listen, thank you so much, everybody, for listening and watching. Like Stacey said, follow us on our socials. We got our TikTok, or Instagram, or our Twitter, Meta, what have you, Facebook. We're all over the place. We're doing a lot of things. We have shows on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We got Total Sports on Tuesday. We got the Backstage Business on Wednesdays. Steelers show that goes up every once in a while. Be arguing about another Steelers loss, because that's what they do. Sirius didn't want to show up to the show today. He thought it would be a better idea to go to Disney on Ice. He's going to tell you it was some other concert, but it was really Disney on Ice, if he asks. But yeah, I'm just kidding. But listen, follow us and give us a like. Tell your friends about us. We do a lot of great stuff. But as always, be safe, enjoy. It's only entertainment, and we'll be back next week. I'll holler at you. Peace.